to be recording this session with Jenna, and it will be available on our website. So it will probably be up, I would say, in the next week or so. We will probably send out an email to the effect when it's up and ready. But we wanted to be able to, I know I got a lot of emails from a lot of members saying they weren't able to join. So we wanted to be able to record this and also have access to it. Jenna, are you on the call?
Hey.
Hi, Jenna. How are you? I just want to introduce Jenna. Jenna is somebody who I met through the Interior Design Society. She gave a wonderful presentation on AI that I felt was extremely informative. And we really felt, after talking with Peter coordinates all of our education outreach to our members. We really felt like this would be something that would be informative to all of you, and also just a very pertinent topic that's very now and current. And I think the beauty of what Jenna offers is that she talks about sort of the ethics behind it, because I think that's a big component to all of this with all of us as designers, and also gives you practical lessons on how to use AI to your benefit to increase productivity, and to really make it work to your advantage. And I think Jenna also may have a nice little offer for some of our members at the end of her presentation. So do hang on. We are running a little late, and I apologize for that, Jenna, but I'm going to go ahead and cart this over to you. Peter, did you want to say a few words? Or
all I wanted to say is that Robert knows, and anybody in our office knows, I can barely use a computer. So I am extremely excited. After talking to Jenna, I felt like AI was even possible for me to comprehend. So I'm excited by how many of you have joined us today, and really just delighted to learn from Jenna.
Great. So yeah, Jenna, you want to go ahead and take it away? Feel free.
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna start presenting here. Let me just find the right screen. There we go. All right. Okay, I believe I'm where I should be. So first of all, thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I am new to Daniel House Club and will be joining myself. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be talking about the essentials to AI for interior designers today. So if you're brand new to AI, we're going to get started like at the very beginning. Okay, so let's get going here. The objective of what I'm going to be talking about, just a foundational understanding. AI changes every single day, and it's getting stronger, faster, and more efficient for interior designers. But we got to start somewhere, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. A little background on who I am. I formerly found a community called eDesign Tribe, a Facebook group, which kind of spiraled into an online school for interior designers called eDesign U. And that was actually acquired by Mydoma Studio about 2 years ago now. So now I teach rendering with Mydoma Studio, and I recently founded AI4interiordesigners.com, which is just like practical use case scenarios for AI, everything from marketing to creating those visuals that you're seeing everywhere, but like all the other nitty gritty and all the things that you can do with AI to elevate your business. All right, so what we're going to go over today is, first of all, the ethics. It's a Wild West out there, but I'm going to do my best to just kind of show you like where I draw my line in the sand when it comes to AI, and hopefully you'll consider doing the same. Key AI programs that are impacting interior design right now. So just like the top, there's so many, but I'm just going to go over the main ones today. What even is OpenAI and what does that mean? How AI is reshaping your design process. So just to give you some like starting point ideas as to how you can use it. Visual AI comparisons, so Midjourney and DALL-E, those are the two big ones. I'll get into that in a minute. And what can you actually create with them? I'm going to show you some examples. Then I'll take some questions at the end, and I've got some goodies for you to share too. Okay, let's get started. All right, ethical considerations, got to talk about it. Something that we always need to be doing as professional designers or just people using AI in general is always disclose that it's AI. It can be very misleading when you're sharing these incredible images that look so lifelike online and social media as to what the caliber of skill set is potential with your design business. So we always want to make sure that we are sourcing that it was AI generated. You can say that you did it with AI, but we always need to make sure that we have that disclaimer on social media posts, on our website, in terms and conditions. I even put it on any image that is not my own work on my website, which is very few, but I put it on there. So you do technically have the capability to run images, inspirational images through AI. So through Dolly, through Midjourney. But where I draw the line in the sand, I never take another designer's work in their image and run it through and say, redesign this. I just ethically think that that is very wrong. And it's just something that I won't do. So what I do is I will either create a prompt, use that image, and then, put that image through and kind of say, let's rework this. Or I'll use my own renders. So I render in the My Doma Visualizer or wherever you're rendering. I put those through, or concept boards that I've created myself, or my own images and my client's empty space. Those are images that I own, right? So like I created them, or are the starting point for my project. The next thing is if you're doing anything with like print on demand or making artwork, which is a possibility. Here's a few examples of that. Here's a pillow that I created with AI, got a few collections. I designed them for my clients, but I always try and pop them into Photoshop. And I mess with the colors, I mess with the patterns, and I really make them my own so that they are unique and individual pieces of work, not just done by AI and their originals. So that's just starting points, right? We're just getting started, but just a few things, that I wanted to cover. Just always disclose is number one for that. So a few key opportunities for designers to use AI right now. It's going to help you to produce more content, which again, will help you fill that pipeline, right, for new clients. So produce more content in faster content creation time. That content might include things like blogging, which is great for your search engine optimization, so SEO. Repurpose content across social media platforms. So if I do a video, I can actually just pop it into a few of my different programs and it'll create written format, it'll create transcripts, it'll short form that longer video and chop it up to things that are trending. There's programs for that. I do have a list I'm going to give you guys of my 15 programs that I use that include AI. But there's so many different ways to repurpose and reuse content using AI. You can brainstorm ideas. So just get ideas as to what you could even create content about in the first place. Because I know some of us will, and I do this myself, we'll sit down at the computer. We're like, okay, I got to post something today. Oh my gosh, what am I going to post today? So it's great for just getting those creative juices flowing and then elaborating on that by using your brain. And then you can also create lead magnets. So I create a number of lead magnets for AI for interior designers currently right now, because I just haven't had time to create more for my personal design business. But I've created 3 in the past month and a half just because it is so easy to create. And it has grown my email list tenfold, just having those lead generators and then putting them on social media. Email automation, I don't know about you, I'm a creative. Writing emails is not my favorite thing, same with blogging. So we can actually create full nurture sequence funnels that once they're on your email list, you can have AI assist you in writing out everything that kind of comes next. So you get them cold and then you warm them up and then they become your client. So there's help there with ChatGPT to create these funnels. Same thing with project automation funnels. So your clients funnels, just here we are in this process, here we are in this process, just kind of writing those emails and getting the framework so that you can change things out as you go. Visual graphics, of course. So using those programs like Dolly and Midjourney, there's others out there too, but those are the top right now. And then you can post social media, always disclosing, blog posts, and of course for your client collaboration, when you're going through that design conceptual phase and you just need some inspiration and some images to pull. Assistant roles, I actually have a virtual assistant through ChatGPT. And I've created, well, she's a design assistant. It is a design assistant that helps me with a lot of different things. So you can create little bots that can help you with that type of stuff. Legal and accounting advice, obviously you're going to hire a pro, right? But it's a good place to get started. So I use this example. My sister is now a lawyer, and so I will write up contracts and I'll write up terms and conditions and stuff, and then I'll send them to her and be like, can you just look this over for me? So luckily that all stays in the family because it gets kind of expensive, but it is a great starting point to be able to have these outlines. All right, the major AI programs that are impacting interior design right now, all right? And like I said, there's so many out there, but a lot of them will derive from OpenAI. And I'll get into that in a minute, what that means. So OpenAI is basically the parent company of ChatGPT and Dolly. And then we also have other programs like Midjourney, Canva, and Photoshop. I'm just going to put my dog away. Hold on one. Oh, my husband's taking him out. He's like right outside my door. I apologize. Second I start talking. All right, so what is OpenAI and what does it mean? So OpenAI is the company that specializes in developing AI. AI meaning artificial intelligence, right? So it's a computer system that can learn, make decisions, problem solve, and almost like a human brain, but like we know that it's not when you really get down to it. But it's all done through basically algorithms and computer coding. And then from there, OpenAI creates things that are generative, like in human language, so you can chat with it like it's a person, kind of. That's how OpenAI, ChatGPT, and Dolly work. They're like chat-based options where you don't necessarily have to do like a formal prompt as you would with Midjourney and some other programs out there. You just kind of talk to it like a friend. And I always use the example, my 7-year-old does it herself. There's an app for ChatGPT and Dolly. And it's the same program that you would get on your computer, but the app has a voice to text option. So she can't, spell everything yet. She's 7. So she will use that voice feature in the app and create images. She'll get ideas for stuff. I've got so many puppies and kitties from her going through my ChatGPT, but that's how easy it is. That honestly, like a 7-year-old is proficient in the program already. The open part of OpenAI basically suggests their commitment to sharing their research and their technology. So open APIs, if you've ever heard that term, basically you're sharing a program and then adapting it to something else that you already have. And that's a lot of the way that ChatGPT is working right now. They just opened a new store, and I call them bots. They're called GPTs, but I call them GPT bots. And basically, all these companies have been exploring the technology behind ChatGPT and OpenAI, and they've developed all these little spin-off apps for like Canva, for all these other programs that are out there to use the AI technology and their current program and create something that's even more efficient. So it's open to everybody, these big companies, and also for you to start building out your own little bots. All right, so how is AI reshaping the design process? Number one, it's streamlining content creation to fill your pipeline with more qualified leads. It just helps you hone in on your messaging and even like physically create that content. So even when I am running my ideas through, like, what should I be posting today? What should I blog about? They're ideas, right? Like if we just take everything that we get in that response that we get from ChatGPT and we plug that into our website, that's kind of boring. And I can see it being this circle in a few years, if everybody were to do that and not actually think with their minds and adapt and elevate the information that it gets, where it's basically just funneling the same regurgitated information over and over again. So that's why we take the information that we get and then we adapt it to, our profession using our actual knowledge of the real world, and we use it as inspiration, basically. The other thing is more automation with leads to sales. So like I said earlier, creating those nurture sequences and then, adapting them to what you want to sell or what you want your services to be. So from lead generation, from email opt-in to actually finalizing that sale or client conversion. Amplifying creativity during the conceptual process. So, you're probably seeing all these AI images everywhere, and some of them are just out there with no context, but a lot of them, the designers that are through the, I'm just playing around type phase, we're using them for our concepts. So we're using them to develop ideas before we get to this rendering phase, or even the curation phase, where we are just saying, hey, here's your information that you provided me about your project. I'm going to kind of plug it in and see what I can come up with for some visual inspiration based off of your goals and my design inspiration. Let's make sure we're on the same page before we move forward. The other thing would be generative visuals. So general visual, so that they can visualize your ideas before sourcing and rendering. Exactly what I just said. Streamline content communication during collaboration. So you go through your phases and your process, and you have a set script or email to keep pushing the project through. It just helps with professionalism, to kind of rework your words. I don't know about you guys. Grammar's not my forte. Writing things in long form is not my forte. So that's why I will write something and then just say, okay, zhuzh it up a little bit, make it sound way better than what I just wrote. But then again, going back through and editing and really making sure my voice comes through. So those are just some very simple things that can help you with your design process. And it's important to remember that it's an enhancement to what you're already doing. It does not replace or entirely substitute your current process. It just helps to amplify it and make it more seamless. So now I want to show you some visuals that I did a comparison between two programs. So Dolly is through OpenAI. Okay, so it is part of ChatGPT Plus. So if you upgrade your ChatGPT from the free version to the Plus version, you get Dolly. Midjourney is $10 a month. It is through Discord, though I believe last week they just launched it on midjourney.com, where you can actually use their website. And that one I use for $10 a month. I use both programs. People ask, which one do you like better? And honestly, every month it's like, oh, this one's better this month. Oh, this one's better, because they're constantly making advancements to their technology. So as you can see here, I have the same prompt for both of these images. I said, design a mid-century modern meets future design for a living room. This is a very simple prompt, just so you know, but look at the images and how vastly different they are. So Dolly is more futuristic. It is showing those mid-century little aspects, but then we got the futuristic part on the wall with the screens. And then on the right-hand side, oh, I'm looking at that now. I love finding the flaws. I love finding flaws in AI images. It just really goes to show that they're not accurate for actually creating a space from start to finish. There's no dining table here. Look at that. It's just chairs. So I think that that's kind of fun to go through and be like, oh, this is beautiful, but then look closer. It gets a little weird. So again, they're conceptual. They are not I'm not going to go and act on this right now. There's some design that has to come after this. This is the same prompt in Midjourney version 6, which is their new version right now. And it's just more rustic, more worn, but the colors are so vibrant. I don't see a lot of the futuristic parts of this, but it is a great color palette, and it is something that we could work with. Here's another one. I really love how these came out. Left-hand side, we've got Dolly, and the prompt was design a California casual coastal inspired. I said living room. This is clearly a bathroom, so I copied the wrong prompt. But this is the bathroom. So right here, we've got this beautiful, vibrant space from Dolly. And I actually was able to, because Dolly is just chatting back and forth. So I get 2 images and then I say, okay, let's change this. I actually was able to extract a version. It's not the exact of the wallpaper that they used here as a seamless texture. So I can now take that seamless texture that I was inspired from this image by and put it on a pillow or enlarge it and put it on artwork and pull all the hex codes and really create a nice color palette for my clients. Like, there's so much you can do with these images. These are just here for us as design professionals to explore and then elevate through our design process. If you look on the right-hand side, this is Midjourney version 6, and this is so realistic in the way that they are now capturing like the camera angles and the details. I mean, we've got, you know, a little bit of like focal point here on this, and it's just such an interesting viewpoint that I wanted to share those 2 comparisons for you. And then the last example that I have is that living room. So the first one was the bathroom version. Here's the living room. Dolly interpreted coastal as more of a like starfish and seashells type of format, where Midjourney really took it and elevated it and made it more like California casual, I'd say, where it's, you don't see, do you see a seashell? I don't think I even see a seashell. So that's always nice. All right, so I know that this was like top. I had half an hour to tell you guys all these amazing things. I'd love to answer any questions that you might have.
I have a question.
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, me? Should I go? All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Can you put a floor plan in and have it derive some kind of just starter, you know, rendering if you added enough prompts?
Not accurately right now. No.
Thank you.
I do see that coming within the next year because of how fast we are moving through all these new innovations. But currently, no. It doesn't understand like human function. So what I would say is there is actually a feature in the Mydoma visualizer that I personally use. I'm sorry to bring that up again, but I use this because you can create a room and then say, okay, let's AI generate it, and it'll flip the furniture and do some different arrangements. But I do have to still draw the floor plan, and I can't just like put a picture in. So it's not yet acknowledging actual functionality in space, but I do think that it's coming.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Another question?
I had a question about your slide when you said major AI programs impacting interior design. Could you circle back to that? I was just a little bit confused on what that means.
So these are, okay, so OpenAI. If you go to openai.com, you'll see ChatGPT and Dolly. Okay, so they created ChatGPT for like ideas and building, and then the visual part of that is Dolly. Okay.
Okay.
Down here, we have Midjourney. So that was like where I showed the comparison of the 2 images. That is a image-based text, generative text program. And it's technically like through Discord, which is like a third-party community server. The other option is Canva. So Canva, I use for my interior design business because technically there's Dolly included, where you could do generative text to image prompts in there, but it's not the same full capacity that you would get with the actual Dolly. So it's in there. But what I love about Canva is that I can write a Canva document, and then I can say, okay, convert this entire document over to a deck or over to a different type of format. So like social media or something. And then it'll just like create that entire presentation for me based off my document. There's tons of other things that are in there where, like, if you've got a picture of a bedroom and you want to add a lamp or something in the corner, or we'll say greenery, like a vase of flowers on the nightstand, then you can actually highlight this one area, type in, I want to see, you know, a vase with flowers here, and then it'll create 4 different options for you for that image. So Photoshop does something very similar, but Photoshop has a more elevated experience with that generative text filler. So right now, these are my top programs that I use for just conceptual ideas and presentations and marketing material. SketchUp also has AI integrated, and a lot of other programs do out there, but these for me right now, if you were to get started today, this is what I would recommend getting started with.
Great, thank you. Yeah, that's great.
Just real quick, we are going to extend this particular concierge hour just so that Jenna can answer some questions. So just want to let everybody know. It looks like Briar Design, you were next.
Thank you. Yes. So you may have answered this before with the floor plan question, but there's no way at this point that AI can take some of my selections that I've made for a living room, let's say, you know, coffee table, sofa, end tables, and put it into a space. Could it?
No, not accurately. And the reason why is because copyright. So if you were to put a concept board into DALL-E, for example, and I do this, it will kick back and say, due to copyright restrictions, I cannot take the exact products at this time. I do see this, I do see workarounds in the making, but I actually appreciate that, because what if your client were to take your design board and run it through? That scares me, because they could do that and then they could shop it. So one thing that you can do technically is you can create a generative image, and then you can put it in your reverse image searcher. So Copilot now is AI built into my Microsoft browser, or just Google reverse image search. And then you can find those and then come back here and order with Daniel House Club and find the trade vendors. There's ways around it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Rebecca.
Yeah, do you have any suggestions for putting together prompts in DALL-E or Midjourney? Because I create my own, but I find that sometimes they're not descriptive enough, or they misinterpreted different things. So do you have any workarounds or tips that you'd suggest?
Yes, I have tons of classes on this. I also have a free download on my website, 50 prompts to get you started for Midjourney. So it basically gives you the composition of the prompt, and then you can kind of change out your things. But I do in-depth go into this in DALL-E and Midjourney classes. The thing is right now is kind of like roulette. Like you can prompt it the same prompt 5 times and get entirely different images every single time. So what I would suggest to you is start with something simple and then build off that prompt. There are core elements that you'll want to go through, you know, style, different details that you want to include, but the way that it's going to interpret it is going to be different every time. So mess around with a simple prompt and build.
Great. Thank you. There's a question from Christy, and this may be a good segue into Jenna, what your special offer is for our members. Christy Smith asks, do you have a website / blog devoted to AI or class offerings on how to get started?
I sure do. All right, so AI for Interior Designers is my website. I am offering you guys a free month of my AI Innovators Club. So every month we meet for 2 hours, roundtable discussion, but also focused topic like education. I go through different apps that are available, like what's hot, what's fresh, and then we just like talk about how designers are using it. After your free month, it's only $19.99, and I also have an exclusive newsletter that'll go out to these members with just like a recap of what's new and what's hot that month for different AI tips. The other offer that I have for you is any of my core classes, you can receive 20% off. And the core classes that I offer right now are getting started with DALL-E, getting started with ChatGPT, Midjourney 101, and soon the release is currently in it's only $99 right now. It's going to go up when the live class starts, but print on demand for interior designers using AI. So build out your own collection of artwork or pillows or whatever that might be. So getting started with that. I also am going to be sending you guys, it's available as a free resource on my website. There's tons of free resources on my website as well. But I'll be sending you guys this after today too, so you can see and click through like the 15 programs that I'm using on a regular basis every week, either myself or my VA design assistant for my interior design business.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other?
Does Rhonda Chen have her hand raised?
Yeah, Rhonda, I think you had your hand raised for the training session, but I could be wrong. If you have a question for Jenna, let us know. If not, we can answer the question related to the site training after. Oh, I think Rhonda, you may be muted, just so you know, in case you were answering. Okay.
Sorry. No.
Alrighty.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, thanks, Rhonda. Okay. All right. I think that concludes our concierge hour for the month of January. Jenna, thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you.
We're really excited to be working with you. And, I think moving forward, we'll probably have Jenna come back and offer some additional resources. This AI technology is something that is constantly changing. It's so new. It is relatively untapped when you really look at it as a whole. And I know a little bit about it because my husband actually teaches AI at Columbia University. So it's really exciting. And I'm just excited to see how AI can help all of us as interior designers make our lives a little easier, but also by doing it in a way that's ethical to ourselves and to our clients. And also just in a way that really makes it so that it's to our advantage in so many different aspects, from sourcing to presentation, etc. So really excited to see where this is going to take us. So thank you, Jenna, and thank you, everyone. Peter, did you want to just say a few words before we sign off?
No, I just can't wait to keep learning more because I feel like now I have enough information to even understand what AI is. So,
Good. That was the goal.
thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
And most of all, thanks to our members who joined us today. We will continue to have these informational sessions and also our concierge hour, which will be every last Thursday of the month, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time. We usually go for an hour. This was a much more engaging conversation than just the standard training and then Q&A session, but we're lining up a series of these informational sessions throughout the course of 2024. And do look out for those reminders that we send out. We try to send them out 2 weeks ahead of the training, and then also the week of the training, and then the morning of the training. So we give you 3 reminders throughout the course of the month. I'm really excited to get this kicked off. I couldn't have dreamed of a better person to kick off our 2024 than Jenna. And thank you so much. Thank you to all of our members. Again, real quick, just to give you a brief lowdown, if you have questions, if you have any questions whatsoever, just contact our concierge team. Our concierge email address is concierge@danielhouse.club. Again, concierge@danielhouse.club. You can also call us at 971-333-3133. We're open between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Or you can also live chat us during those hours as well, directly on the website. We will attempt to get to everyone. Sometimes we may be with other folks on the phone, so we may have a bit of a delay, but guaranteed we will get back to you. So thank you, and have a wonderful year and a good kickoff to 2024. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.